I just want to know what was the name inspiration for Sommelier.
Well, sometimes when bands get together, you need something to call them. I don't. It's
I want to know the answer to this.
so. Yeah, we should introduce ourselves. My name is Jay. I play the bass guitar and I sing.
Johnny Ruggiero, I play guitar and sing a little.
I'm Brian. I play the drums.
And also Brian writes most of the songs with me. And back behind me as well, for those of you who can see, which is nobody on the radio, is Zach. And in front of me is Yoni, who is projecting beautiful imagery on the wall, which you also can't see because you're listening on the radio. So that's the answer. No, that's not the answer to the question.
You came up with the actual word, and I was excited.
I invented the word sommelier.
Because I think it's really difficult to find a band name with one word. So I was excited about it,
Yeah.
almost regardless of what the word was.
I totally agree, though. Like, it is kind of difficult, and I think it's actually pretty cool. Like, isn't it, like, something about, like...
Yeah, it's a person who makes an informed decision about wine for you.
Yeah, that is
So.
awesome. I think that's so cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, how long have you guys been playing together, or, like, how did the band get together?
Craigslist.
That's
Jay posted on Craigslist, and
So basically, Brian and
No.
Zach.
yeah.
Brian and Zach were already part of a band unit, and they were looking for somebody to sing. And I was not part of a band unit, and I was looking to sing. So it was just a happy accident. It started around 2020. So right before everything locked down, we were starting to write songs, and we're practicing together.
Do you guys have any, like, challenges when you're, like, creating music or, like, making songs and, like, trying to figure out the different instruments that, like, correspond to, like, the lyrics?
Actually, I think our process is a lot of fun because both Jay and I, we do most of the songwriting, and we both come from very different places and with different influences. And so since we kind of started during the lockdown, we would just send files back and forth, and with really no intention of where it was going to go. And we would completely sort of disassemble and then reassemble them. And so things that started out as like a folk song may have turned into something much heavier. Something that started out heavier may have gotten lighter. So it's actually a lot of fun because we have different approaches. And so we kind of send things back and forth with the expectation that it's going to completely change, hopefully for the better. You want to add anything to that?
I'm not sure that
I feel like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like some, like, really cool decisions can, like, come out of not knowing where you're going with it.
Yeah, I think it's really unexpected.
Yeah, like Brian was saying, I mean, we come from very different places, and he has a huge wealth of knowledge of music that I don't have, and I have a tiny scrap of knowledge of some music that was, like, left behind on the back shelf of the library, so it tends to work out really nicely.
And as far as your part about the different instruments, we both really enjoy bringing other instruments to the song. So on some of our songs, we've got strings, piano. We'll bring in friends to sing along with us. So we're always open to collaborating and bringing in new ideas.
Is there any, like, band or, like, members of a band that you're, like, inspired by?
Lots. You go first, Jay.
I'm inspired by the members of this band. top that.
I mean, I'm not inspired by Jay at all. No.
That's the answer to that question.
I mean, I think I actually like a lot of oldies. I mean, like 60s oldies stuff, but I also like a lot of the sort of like DC era punk stuff, and I try to consume as much stuff as it comes out now as well, and try to go as many shows as I can make.
Wait, kind of going off of that, so, like, what kind of music do you listen to? Like, as everybody should answer this because I'm curious.
What have you been listening to today?
Oh shoot, I didn't have time to listen to anything to you.
You were listening on the way here.
Oh, actually, I was listening to a British band called the Big Moon.
Okay.
Really like them a lot. They've got like a real mellow, sort of like gritty sound. What about you? What have you listened
I've been listening to the Lennon Sisters.
to? Nice. Usually on the way home from shows, Zach and I will listen to The National quite often.
Okay, cool.
What did you listen to today, John?
I listened to someone called 26 Fix.
Ooh.
Okay. Anything about them?
It's sort of funky, and then some like lo-fi-ish. It's good.
Okay.
That
That's
sounds
what I was
cool.
listening to today. They've influenced me incredibly today.
Today.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, my favorite bassist of all time is John Deacon from Queen. I love John Deacon.
Deaky.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Wait, we need to chat after this because I will have a full-fledged conversation. Okay. All right. No, I'm not kidding too. Like, I'm crazy.
All right.
All right. Kind of. This is interesting question about like your instruments. Each person also should answer this because I'm curious as well. Are you guys like self-taught or did you get trained on the instrument?
I'm self-taught.
Awesome.
Self-taught, a few lessons.
I'm actually not a drummer.
He plays a lot of stuff. Yeah.
We have a Spinal Tap sort of history with drummers, and so the easier solution was for me to just jump on drums and relearn, but self-taught.
So you're literally pulling a John Deacon.
Well,
I'm not kidding because like
did he play drums?
he played guitar and then he played the bass.
Oh, okay.
Because nobody would fill in the bass because they kept losing bassists, not for Queen, but for his other band. So like legit, you are John Deacon. That's awesome.
I'm
Okay.
honored.
But
as
like
old
you
as
guys are
John Deacon.
absolutely killing it though for like not like technically being like
Professionals.
professionally trained. Like you guys are killing it. It's so good, so good.
Thank you.
Okay. So, what is your favorite venue or like type of show to play at?
Oakland basement shows.
Oh yeah. That's
Those have been the most fun.
That's a thriving community around here. Yeah. Where else have we played recently?
Club Cafe.
Played Club Cafe. We played a place in the South Hills called the Coal Mine, which was very fun. Nice room there. I enjoyed that a lot.
That's cool. Okay. Wait, so would you like this is kind of going off of that also. Sorry, I have a lot of questions that like intertwine. So like would you say that's the coolest venue you played at or like what would be the coolest?
Well, actually, this is my answer personally. Was we got to do the Pitt Tonight show here last year, and it was the time that they did the show, the late night show that they do here, but they did it at the Frick Fine Arts Building. It's a very beautiful place. I know I don't think they typically do it there, but it just happened to work out. That was my favorite. I think it was just such a really pretty building.
That was fun. And I think the crowds at the Millville Music Festival have been a lot of fun too.
Okay, so do you guys play at a lot of like festivals or
When we're able to. A lot of the ones around here, well, there's less and less. There used to be more independent music festivals around here, but Millville is still like feels like, I don't know if it is the oldest that's still going, but it feels to me like the oldest that's still going. Millville Music Fest.
That's awesome. Okay. And one last question I'm trying to think of. Okay. If you guys, I want everybody to answer this one too. Okay. If you were to like describe your band in like one word or one phrase, like how would you go about that?
Let's have Zach is
What was
Zach's like,
Zach
I
is-
do not want to talk.
Zach is actually quite witty.
Antagonistic nag rock.
one word.
Stole
One word.
mine.
said or phrase.
Oh, did you say phrase?
There were hyphens there.
We put that on a flyer once for some reason. Just tried to make ourselves sound as unappealing as possible. It was for one of the Oakland house shows.
Does anybody else have any other ones or just that one?
I don't have a good elevator pitch for
It doesn't have to be good. I'm just curious.
I mean, I would say just hard to learn the guitar parts that Brian writes.
They do seem pretty complicated.
Yeah.
Watching your guys' fingers and you're going crazy and it's
Crazy.
so good.
Crazy.
I'm bopping back here as probably all the listeners are too. Like, oh,
It's
so good.
very possible.
Okay, actually, this is my actual last question.
All right.
So, like, what genre would you guys say you are?
What genre are we, Brian? No,
Phone.
I don't know. I mean, I think predominantly, while there's a lot of differences in between what Brian and I listen to, there is a lot of rock pop influence. indie has become the name of a genre, and it's not really a genre. It's just sort of, I guess it's come to be thought of as a style. It doesn't really feel like a good descriptor, but that's sort of what it ends up falling into. And like the way that like post-punk didn't really make sense as the name of a genre, it described a time period. I think it allows for like a bunch of different bands to fall into that category and have different kinds of sounds while still being indie or post-punk. So it's a very roundabout way of saying classical.
I have some downright stupid questions for you guys.
Fun.
Okay, so starting off strong, what's your favorite Pitt river and why?
John is the newest to our town. Do you have
The Monongahela.
no context for that answer?
No context.
No.
It's a great name.
It's a good
I have to
name.
say.
I think you said it wrong. Next question.
Next question. Okay.
Sorry.
You always care about how people pronounce things.
Mostly the name of the band, which you were stellar at, by the way.
So this question might get a little bit contentious.
Uh-oh.
Are there more doors or wheels in the world, and why do you think either way?
That seems more like up your alley. Design and such.
Yeah.
More
I would
wheels
s-
or doors?
I'd say there's probably more.
Shut up,
doors.
chemist.
I'm going with doors. Do
More-
you actually have the answer for this?
I do not.
Ah.
I would
We're
say
leaving.
wheels.
Well, I'm saying wheels.
Zach is saying wheels, Brian is saying doors. There will be a fist fight outside of William Pitt Union.
Okay. You heard that show outside WPU for a band fist fight. Okay. Next question.
Yeah.
So, let's say I had the power to control the length of your hair at my will. Okay. Would you rather have 20 inches of hair that you weren't allowed to cut at all, you had to keep down at all times, or would you rather go bald for the rest of your life?
So we're talking on the top of the head.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. I mean,
Just wanted some clarity.
So
I mean-
lewd.
20-inch beard.
Oh.
Where are you going?
20-inch beard.
20-inch beard.
No, beards
That'll
are-
be our next band name. Is 20-inch
That's a
beard.
good band name.
I would pronounce it 20-inch hard.
Ugh.
Very hard.
It's because you're from Montana.
Montana.
That's right.
Ooh, Montana. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Montana.
Different time zone.
Different times, different places.
They're all asleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. What's your favorite part of the Oreo?
Oh, I don't like Oreos.
What?
Out of the band. You're gone.
We might have to hijack this question.
Just never. I've tried. I've tried so many times. I
You don't like Oreos.
don't like Oreos.
They make a bunch of different kinds now.
How is that possible?
Is this constitutes advertising?
Oh no.
Or
I mean,
anti-advertising.
I love.
No,
Oreos.
that constitutes that constitutes advertising.
Okay. But what is your most tolerable part of the Oreo
Yeah.
then?
Well, the inside.
The inside? Okay. Any other takes? Any other
I
opinions?
mean, I like the cookie.
The cookie?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we got something going.
Oh,
on.
yeah.
To complete each other.
To complete each other.
You're the
I
peanut
knew
butter.
it.
in my
Who's the
jelly.
milk?
Zach,
Yeah.
maybe?
All right.
The ebony to the ivory. Okay. Now,
That's what that song was about.
the Oreos only. Do you sleep with socks on?
No.
It's highly personal. I refuse to answer.
You refuse to answer?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Not even in the winter.
Conscientious objection?
Yeah.
I do sometimes.
Sometimes. Long socks or ankle socks?
Like ankle. But I read that if you don't wear socks, you'll actually wake up more in the night. I read
Okay.
this
All right, chemist.
on the internet on my phone. Yeah.
Is that like fake news or
It
something?
was like
Sounds like bro
Cosmopolitan or
science.
something.
Well, you're broadcasting it right now.
All right.
So you're spreading.
Side note to socks.
Yeah.
How many pillows do you sleep with?
2.
Just one.
Two.
2?
I only have one head.
What?
Okay.
Can help you
2,
get
1. Anyone do more? 3? How many?
Yeah.
Everybody's 2.
2. Okay.
Oh, I thought Zach was three.
We could include Yoni on some of these questions.
Yeah, Yoni.
Any comment from Yanni?
One.
That's the
One.
only comment.
Yoni's only comment
What
is
do you need another
1.
one for?
1. Okay.
Just get in bed and
What's
go
your
to sleep.
favorite part of the Oreo? Come on.
The first bite.
All right.
He's got
the first
All right.
20%.
All right. Somebody's trying to get
Usually on the
real abstract with the answer. We'll move on.
Now, This is probably going to be my last one for you.
All right.
What kind of tree do you think represents your band best?
Tree?
Tree. Willow, oak, redwood,
Purple Heart.
purple heart?
Purple Heart tree.
Okay.
Because it looks good, gets better as it ages, and when you get a splinter, it almost feels like a bee sting.
Okay.
And that's a good thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I asked her to feel.
I like it.
Right.
Okay. Do you have any upcoming shows?
Do we have? We have a show. We have a show on Friday, November 17th at Green Beacon Gallery in Greensburg. I've also been filling in on guitar for Lilith, who are our friends here who sang with us. They have a show this coming Saturday in the Loose Moose Saloon. Anybody's guess. Those are immediately upcoming. So
Okay. Anything longer plan or longer term?
we need to get back to work on some new material. So that's where we're looking at the moment. We released fairly recently. We put out something called Bug Bomb that had 4 tracks on it. We played a couple of those tracks tonight, but it's that time. Destiny is calling.
All right. Where can I find that track or that album?
You can
Bug
find everything your heart desires at sommelierband.com if you can spell it. Not you personally, but anybody listening.
Sommelier Band. So SOMMELIER.
That's correct. Band.com.
All
yes.
right. Any other platforms? Spotify, YouTube.
All of those places. Yeah, it's just under. The website is Sommelier Band. The socials are Sommelier PGH. So just all kind of vowels, all kind of consonants, not vowels. Some vowels. As many vowels as you deserve.
As many vowels as we deserve. Okay. How many vowels do you think that is? Just to be specific. For the sake of rigorous proof.
It is way past my bedtime, so.
Okay. I'm gonna recommend a solid 7 just to be safe.
Oh, 7. I thought you were rating our set.
Oh.
Seven's pretty good.
It could be either.
Ow! Way better. We did way better than a 7 tonight. Pittsburgh, we want you to vote. I don't know what you're voting on.
I thought it was a 10 out of 10. Actually, no, 11 out of 10.
Yeah, see that?
11 out of 10. My bad. I thought we were talking about letter kind of
I
vowels.
had no idea what we were talking about. Like I said, it's way past my bedtime.
I think I have another 6 hours in me after listening to that
Well,
show.
We're all young ones.
All young ones. Okay. So,
You never were.
actually, wait. I have a few last questions.
Sure, yeah.
What brand is that bass?
It's called a Grote, which could not get prettier.
It's the best.
It's a knockoff of a Hofner that I got just before everything shut down in the world. So I got it cheaply, and I spent a cheap time with it.
Would you, if you had the chance to go completely pro, like rock star, would you take it in a heartbeat, or is that more of a hard question?
It's a strange question because, without getting too serious, I mean, it tends not to just be black and white because, a lot of groups that are working in Pittsburgh do get paid, and so that's what I would constitute as professional, is getting paid for your work personally. I mean, we don't get paid for tonight.
We
but
don't? What?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I consider myself in some situations to be a professional musician, just because I think what we do for a large capacity is a craft, and not anybody can just do it and get paid for it, although a lot of people do.
I know somebody who does.
All right. Well, I think everyone here and everyone that's listening would consider you guys pros in the truest sense of the word. So.
Oh, yeah.
Despite giving a 7 out of 10 set.
No. I thought we were talking about actual
best.
vowels.
I'm joking.
Keep
I'm joking.
twisting that.
Like seven.
This is just
E's.
how I am. This is just how I am.